So what we do is every single year we survey our customers. So these are users of Chargebacks 911 solutions, specifically smaller, mid-sized merchants, where we'll ask them a set of questions around what they're seeing from a chargebacks perspective and fraud and friendly fraud and first-party misuse. And those survey results generally give us then some insights into what the industry is seeing, which I think we like to share with both the ecosystem and other people in the ecosystem, but also obviously it's feedback from our customers. And we then will publish that, I think, in the next 2 weeks. So APP, in terms of the scams that are occurring and I guess the cover for ultimately the consumer, which is really important. I mean, on the positive side, it means that there is protection for them. The reality is the threat is there and it's occurring on a regular basis. And ultimately, at some point, a chargeback gets generated because there's some kind of fraud. From our perspective, we tend to focus on, when we talk about fraud as a chargeback, it's after the event has happened. And so where we're seeing the biggest growth in the industry is really in friendly fraud. And friendly fraud is a sort of a way of trying to describe something taking place where a family member has denied that they actually bought something when in fact they did buy something. And it's how do we classify that? I think it's growing at somewhere around the 40% rate every single year. So if you think about e-commerce growing at a phenomenal pace and then friendly fraud growing on top of that, there's a correlation between those behaviours. And what we at Chargebacks 911 think about is how can we provide capability to both our merchants and our financial institutions to better address that kind of transaction in a positive manner so that it doesn't become a chargeback. Because ultimately, if somebody, even in a family, realizes and has proof that what took place really took place in a timely fashion, whether it's through the issuer or through the merchant, then the likelihood is that they will not then make a claim for fraud. So the earlier we can get the information in front of our customers, albeit merchants and or financial institutions, the better chance we have of reducing that growth. So we're delighted that Roger Alexander has joined us as a board advisor. Ironically, both Monica and myself have known Roger for, in my case, over 20 years, both as a friend but also in the industry. And Monica, when she first set up the company here in the UK, Roger was one of her first connections. So we're delighted for him to join. What he brings to the organisation is a huge network of people in the industry that he's spent years being involved in, and has great knowledge of payments and the sector we're in. So his insights and advice and assistance in what is a very critical market for us. The UK and Europe in particular, we have seen significant growth taking place. We have a great degree of customers sitting here in the UK. It's a target market and it's growing. So Roger, we believe, is going to give us a great assistance in continuing to grow our business here in the UK. Yeah, and if Monica was here now, she'd give you half an hour on how in our platform we actually use our AI on a regular basis, and it's done like it has it with everybody else, accelerated our ability to get complex data in front of people as quickly as possible, because that's the reality of what we're trying to achieve. So AI automates many of those deep informational grabs that you're trying to do and brings it forward. So I see it as two sides of AI. There's the benefit it gives to us and other FinTech organizations, which then ultimately we can deliver to our customers. And of course, the negative side of it is the benefit it gives to the fraudsters, because it accelerates their ability to scale their scams, which then requires us to be as proactive. Well, we're having to fight it all the time, but it's coming at a faster pace, so we get to work quicker, but they're equally doing the same. So I think that's why it's so hot from in the show and in general. Most people talk about AI, and you can talk about the positive impacts it has on your business, and you've got to be aware of the negative impacts it can also have on your industry.